Alright guys, what's up? Corey Margera here, and I am currently doing a Super NES, SNES, SNES, Super Nintendo, so many different nicknames to call this amazing, great console, this magnificent beast right here, this fucking amazing 16-bit machine, which, I'm not going to get into if it was better than the Sega Genesis or if Sega Genesis was better or this was better. I'm not getting into that fanboyism crap because I personally love both consoles, so I'm not going to get into that. Personally, I'm just going to show you guys my Super NES, two controllers I got. This is actually my second SNES. I got this back in 2010 with two controllers. I had some of the games because my old SNES, long story short, basically got, it was given to another relative without my permission, and long story short, they were being idiots and they broke it, and yeah. But this Super NES is really great because I was really surprised that I could find one that wasn't yellow. Like this one right here is still gray. As you can see, it's a great looking machine. I don't care what anyone says. I do prefer it over the Super Famicom that was released in the UK, PAL region, and in Japan. Well, it was still called the Super Nintendo in Europe, but it looked like the Famicom, the Super Famicom, and I actually prefer this look over that look. That's just my opinion. And what's really cool about this Super Nintendo is I modded it. I don't know if you can see, but those edges basically down there, it's hard to see, but I cut those little prongs out, which allow this SNES to play Japanese Super Famicom games. You can even fit, like right here I got Dragon Ball Z, Super Butoden 2, and it fits right in the Super Nintendo, and it fits right down there. And yeah, I know I knocked all of my games over, but it fits. You can still eject it. Well, it wiggles a little bit, but it still works. It fits. I might even do a gameplay video showing how it does play Japanese Super Famicom games one day. But let me just get onto the collection because I got a whole bunch of really pretty cool games here. And some of these I've had since I was a kid. Some of them I recently bought. I've never played them as a kid, but I recently bought them. Well, not recently, but like over the years. Since 2010, of course. But yeah, let's start with Dragon Ball Z Super Butoden 2. It's a really cool fighting game. Not the best Dragon Ball Z game. One of the cool things about it is I went to a few websites online, tried to unlock Brawly and Super Saiyan 3. This is actually a really cool Dragon Ball Z game. I want to play the third one. The first one is not that good. The third one I heard is pretty good. And I also want to play Hyper Dimension, which is another great Dragon Ball Z game, only released in Japan for the Super Famicom. It's a great, as you can see the Japanese letters right here. Yeah, this is a real Famicom game, Super Famicom game. And it's a really great one. Well, not a really great one, but a decent one. This is the game I actually wanted to mod my Super Nintendo for. And cut those prongs out for, because I love this game. I played this game on an emulator, Gundam Wing Endless Duel, and this is my favorite Gundam game ever. This is probably the best Gundam game of all time, in my opinion. I know some people are going to say the Battle Assault games, but I prefer this game over the Battle Assault games. I just prefer it. It's just my preference. The gameplay is a lot simpler. Yeah. This game has, so many mobile suits, from Death Sith to Yeah, it's got a lot of really. If you're a Gundam fan, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but if you're a Gundam fan, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Gundam Wing. It doesn't have all the mobile suits from every single Gundam series, but it's got like a lot of the best ones from Gundam Wing, so I definitely recommend it. Really great fighting game. Definitely check it out if you're into Gundam and fighting games in general. And now we're gonna get on to the American stuff because those were my only Famicom games, Super Famicom games, imports that I imported from Japan. Everything else here is American. So yeah, let's start. We got Super Mario World. I don't think this game needs any introduction. Great game, great platformer. One of my personal favorite Mario games of all time, and I do prefer 2D Mario over 3D Mario. That's just my preference. Super Mario All-Stars. All the first three Super Mario games that were released on the NES are in this game with way better graphics. I love playing Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3 on this thing. I mean, you also get the Lost Levels from which was basically Super Mario 2, which was only released in Japan. What we got over here was some game that was actually pretty decent. I forgot the name of it, but that was basically Super Mario Brothers 2 for the American audience. It was a decent platformer, but I definitely do prefer Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3 the most from this game. And yeah, definitely recommend it. Mortal Kombat 2. This game needs no introduction. Unlike the first game, this game actually has the fatalities and the blood. So yeah, it's way better than the first Mortal Kombat game anyway. So for those of you Genesis fans who are going to say, oh, Mortal Kombat 1 sucked on the SNES, shut the fuck up. This game was way better, and it had all the violence and fatalities intact. Great game, great roster. Johnny Cage, Baraka, Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile. Great game. Bugs Bunny's Rabbit Rampage. This game I actually had since I was a kid. It's not the best game, but it's a pretty decent platformer. It's kind of weird. I actually want to see the AVGN do a review on this game. That would actually be pretty cool, because this game, I wouldn't say it's a piece of shit, but it's actually really weird. But it's kind of cool. The graphics are amazing. I love the graphics for this game, but the gameplay could be much better. And next we have X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. And this game I actually recently got. I've never played it, and god damn is it hard. It plays it kind of plays like Mega Man. Well, not like Mega Man, but it kind of like the level select option is just like Mega Man, but the combos and stuff are like Street Fighter, and it's like really stupid because why did you put like Street Fighter combos in a beat 'em up action adventure game, side scroller? I mean, it was really stupid on Capcom's part, but other than that, it's actually a pretty fun game. Very hard though. It's a bitch. Cool game, but it's hard as shit. This game needs no introduction whatsoever. Best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game of all time. That's a fact, not an opinion. I don't want to hear anyone else argue with that. The only game that probably comes close to this game is the 1989 arcade game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. But this game, I just love this game so much. It's freaking biblical. Amazing beat 'em up. Just one of the real reasons that I'm actually proud to kind of be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, because I'm sure as hell not proud of being a fan of the Ninja Turtles with this crappy Michael Bay shit and that stupid Nickelodeon cartoon. But great game, great beat 'em up. Back when Konami used to actually make great beat 'em ups. Play it, live it, love it, get it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Fighting Edition. I actually had this game since I was a kid. I still love it. This game plays just like Gundam Wing Endless Duel. It's published by Bandai. Me and my friends used to have a great time playing this game as a kid. As you can see, the wear and tear is not the best. It's really fucking ignore that. My dumbass ghetto friend put that on the game. Well, he's not my friend anymore. He was a dumbass, but he basically tried to pretend like this game was. Ignore that. This game is great. Definitely recommend it if you're a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan. If you grew up in the 90s, love the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and you love the Megazords, because this game has my favorite Megazords ever. It has Thunder Zord, it has the Thunder Megazord, it has the White Tiger Megazord, it has the Shogun Megazord, the Ninja Megazord. But I love the Thunder Zord and the Shogun Megazord the best. Those were my favorite Zords as a kid. Favorite Megazords as a kid. You could also play as Lord Zed, Goldar, Limp Sinker, and some other gay monster that I don't remember. I haven't played this game in a while, but it's a great game. Definitely recommend it. This should actually be remade in 3D. That's just my opinion. Just based on Mighty Morphin up until Zeo. Like, you could put the Zeo Megazord in the game, or the Super Zeo Megazord, even though that was a pretty shitty Megazord. But, this game was awesome. That's all you need to know. Great fighting game. Wish it could have been a little longer, had a better story mode instead of a fucking... and you could basically unlock Ivan Ooze in the game from the Power Rangers movie, which he's hard as shit in this game, so it's really hard to do. Plus, you can't save in this game either, so yeah, you have to use, like... I think you had to use a password. I'm not sure. You could correct me in the comments. I don't remember. Haven't played it in a while, but it's a great Power Rangers game, great fighting game, great Megazord game. Final Fight 3. This is my favorite Final Fight game in the entire series. This game, you get to play as Guy, who's my favorite character. They fixed everything that was wrong with the previous two games. This is definitely the best one in the entire series. My favorite Final Fight game. Great beat 'em up game. Great graphics. Great everything. Check it out. If you're into beat 'em ups, check this out. Spawn, the video game. A game I actually got used at Plan Trade. This game is actually pretty cool. I've never played it prior to my adulthood. Never played this game as a kid. Saw some gameplay footage of it on YouTube and kind of thought, oh, this looks like it might be a cool game. I actually saw the YouTube gameplay footage before I played the game. It's a pretty good side-scroller. Not the best game, but a really cool Spawn video game. Great side-scroller. Definitely recommend it. It is hard, so yeah. Most SNES games are really hard. It's one of the reasons why people love retro gaming, because much more challenging. It was published by Acclaim, but it was developed by Sony, actually. And this was before... Hold on. Yeah, this was before Sony got into the video game industry with the PlayStation. They were actually a publisher for quite a few games, and this wasn't the only one. They also published another Hook game and a few sports games and some other crap, but this game... Oh, and Mickey Mania. That too. But this game was actually... it was published by Sony and Acclaim, so... it's a pretty cool game from them before they got into the industry with the original PlayStation. So yeah, I'd say check it out at the most. If you can find it for like a cheap price, definitely check it out. Tiny Toons Bust Loose. This game I've had ever since I was a kid. I used to be a huge fan of the show. Tiny Toons was the fucking shit. This, Animaniacs, whole bunch of other shows. Non-anime that were really great cartoons. This is actually a pretty cool side scroller. It's easy. It's made by Konami back when they were cool. I'd recommend it. If you're into the show, I'd say give it a shot if you can find it for a cheap price. The original Final Fight. Great game, but it's censored. It's not as good as the arcade version, but definitely worth checking out. Yeah. Aladdin. Excellent, excellent platformer slash side scroller from Capcom. Great game. Way better than the Sega Genesis version. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Had this game. I actually played this game when I was a kid and thought it was way better than the Sega Genesis version, but this I actually got used at a flea market a few years back, and it's awesome. Definitely recommend it. I wish I would have had this game over the Genesis version, which I had when I was a kid. Great platformer, great side scroller. It's just all around a simpler game too compared to the Genesis version. Genesis version was such a bitch. It was so hard. Yeah, you don't get the sword, but still, Aladdin in the movie does not use the sword until the end of the movie when he fights Jafar. So for all these people saying, oh, well, Aladdin doesn't get the sword through the entire game, he never used it in the movie until he fought Jafar when he turned into a giant snake. So get the fuck over it. It's a great game. In my opinion, way better than the Sega Genesis version. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Great fighting game. Had this game ever since I was a kid. This was actually the first Mortal Kombat game I ever beat. Me and my cousin, we actually beat this game. We actually beat this game. There was like this glitch that we did where we would kind of like, it was almost like we reset the game, but we didn't. And well, we did, but then we ended up going to like the next level regardless. I forgot how we did it. I literally forgot how we did it, but it was a glitch that we knew, and we ended up beating the game just using that glitch. It's a great game, way better than the original Mortal Kombat 3, which was just mediocre at best. This game, you get Scorpion, you get a whole bunch of other great characters. Definitely recommend it, especially if you're into the old school 2D Mortal Kombat games. It's all falling over. Mickey Mania. This is the game that, Sony published, and this is also the first game made by David Jaffe, who ended up creating Twisted Metal and the God of War, the original God of War game, which ended up becoming a huge hit franchise for Sony. Great game, hard as shit. Really, it's a weird game. It's a cool game, but it's weird. It's very hard too, very challenging. Definitely recommend it if you like challenging 2D platformers. If you're not into like the Disney look of it, then you're probably not gonna like it. But if you can handle games like Kingdom Hearts, you can handle Mickey Mania. That's all I got to say. Knights of the Round, very underrated hack and slash beat 'em up. If you've never played it, definitely recommend it. If you can watch gameplay footage of it on YouTube, I definitely recommend getting it. I actually ordered it on eBay after finding out how good this game was. And yeah, this game is fucking awesome. Not really into the whole medieval King Arthur type shit, but other than that, great hack and slash beat 'em up. It's got a few RPG elements, which you can, well, if you play the game, you'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about. Final Fight 2. Decent sequel. It's 2 players. Pretty good game, but in my opinion, it's not as good as the first or the third one. Carlos is actually a pretty cool character in this game, though. He's a badass in this game. Playing as Carlos he's badass as playing as him. But yeah, much more badass than the Carlos in Resident Evil. That's all I got to say. Capcom. Batman Returns. This used to be my favorite Batman game prior to Batman Arkham City. This, and I kind of like Batman Vengeance for the PS2, but this is a really good beat 'em up. Great graphics, great beat 'em up. It's hard, but again, back when Konami used to make good beat 'em ups, this, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were the shit. And of course the Simpsons arcade game. So I definitely recommend it if you're a Batman fan and a fan of good beat 'em ups. But again, be warned, it's hard. Another hard fucking game right here. Marvel superheroes. I actually got this when I saw the gameplay footage of it, because I was like wondering, hey, are there any like good beat 'em up superhero games for the SNES? And then I found this game. One of the people I used to be subscribed to, he did a video reviewing this game, and it actually inspired me to want to get it. So I ended up getting it off of eBay for a pretty decent price. And yeah, it's as hard as X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, if not harder. Cool game, hard as shit. Great graphics too, and a great storyline if you're into the War of the Gems storyline. If you're a comic book fan, but yeah, I recommend it if you're into really good, challenging, beat 'em up, side-scrolling, platform type games. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I mean, come on. Everyone knows this game. Everyone knows this game is fucking awesome. I don't even need to talk about it. And last but not least, this game I also had as a kid. Yeah, it's in not the best of shape. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. Yeah, pretty rough shape, but this is actually a really kick-ass fighting game. It's kind of like the old school Power Ranger fighting games, like Power Rangers the Fighting Edition and the first one for the Sega Genesis. I definitely recommend it if you're into fighting games. Really cool game. Definitely check it out. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is my Super Nintendo collection. It's a great system. Very, very great 2D machine, 16-bit machine. Definitely recommend it. And yeah, hope you liked the video. And later.